What's up, guys? Saf here on SuperSaf Speaks for a special episode of the podcast with my co-host,
Thunder E from Border Work.
and we also have a special guest, Mr. Danny Winget.
Thank you for having me.
Is it Wingit or Winget? Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, it's Winjet, but
Winjet.
it's not spelled like this. So I mean,
It's confusing me. Super scientific. You got super scientific, you got super Saf, and you've just got regular E.
You know what? Never mind.
Thunder E.
Let's just keep it rolling.
Anyway, we are here at Apple Park. We've just had the Apple event. There was lots to cover. Let's get straight to it. So we'll start off with the AirPods Pro 3.
Yeah. Pro 3, I like the fact it's got a heart rate sensor, which means I have to work out more. And you guys will see videos of that. But also better noise cancellation this time around, which is pretty cool. Good audio. Translate. I will test that out with my wife speaking Spanish. So
Bonjour.
That's not Spanish, man.
This is why I need them. This is why I need them. What about you, Daddy? What do you think?
you do the videos. Yeah, the demo worked really well. I like the fit because there's new ear tips too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Comply foam with silicone on the outside. So I felt like it fit really well. Very good passive, and I think that's what really helps with the ANC. So.
I'll add one more thing with ANC and adaptive EQs. I haven't been the biggest fan in the past. This was one of the first times where I heard it click and it worked well for the ANC when I tried it out. So for me, that was big ups.
Oh, okay. And I mean, I guess for myself, because I have weird shaped ears, so most inner earphones don't fit my ears. They will keep falling off. So I guess I'm interested to try these out long term and see if with my weird ears, they'll actually stay.
They might.
Yeah, we'll see. Apple Watch Series 11 and the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Hypertension notifications, blood pressure.
That is great.
You know what would have been great if we actually had these on today?
Running around.
While we were running around trying to like kind of fight people to try to get to the devices to try to film them. It's like, yeah, hypertension alert. Your blood pressure is super high. But yeah, no, that should be really cool. Alongside everything else, the battery life, 48 hours, I believe we're looking at for the Series 11.
Yeah.
And then even longer for the Ultra 3. Yeah, I mean, some interesting updates throughout there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to the longer battery. I'm not really a smartwatch guy, so hopefully the Ultra brings me back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it should be good. I like the longer battery life on the Ultra. Ultra is the watch that I like. So again, for me, since I try to work out as much as possible, like that's something that I want to see. Plus, combining that and, the AirPods 3 Pro, and, just that alone to me is like a nice package,
So, I mean, we do get the point, Enabong, you work out, yeah. You don't have to keep slipping it in. So, when I work out, even though it's just not relevant, I'm joking.
He's jealous. That's the only thing, man. Sorry, man.
I need to work out more. Okay, fine. I get the hint. All right. Let's now talk about the stars of the show, the iPhone. So, as we were expecting, there are 4 new iPhones.
Yes.
There's an iPhone 17, an iPhone 17 Pro, an iPhone 17 Pro Max, as well as an iPhone Air. Not an iPhone 17 Air.
Yes.
We're going to make that mistake.
We're going to do that a lot, so just excuse us already. Let's start off with the iPhone 17. So looks a lot like the iPhone 16. So that's one where the design hasn't changed too much. But we finally, guys, let's take a moment here. Finally, 120 Hz promotion. All of guys, like you can just go in the comments because I'm sure people are going to be like, finally, we've got promotion. 6.3 inches, so larger display from 6.1 inches. 3,000 nits outdoor peak brightness. This 7-layer anti-reflective coating, 33% fewer reflections is something that I'm interested in. Ceramic Shield 2 as well, which is supposed to give you 3 times better scratch resistance. We are obviously not going to be doing these tests. Danny, have you ever done those? Have you ever done those scratch or drop tests or anything like that?
No, just real world stuff.
Just real world
Yeah,
stuff.
sometimes there's scratches from things in the bag and stuff, but I'll never. I just can't. The sound. I do.
Yeah. I mean, I could do that. I can give it to my son.
Yeah.
He will definitely.
He will happily do the durability testing.
Yeah.
Lavender, sage, mist blue, white, as well as a black. Now, the interesting thing, I think, especially when it comes to the cameras, the center stage camera. Oh. That's something I wasn't expecting.
At all. That took me by surprise.
Square sensor. So whether you're holding it portrait or landscape, you can take portrait or landscape pictures, which is really cool.
And video.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And video, yeah.
So when you're like, if you're taking a group selfie, it's not like you have to do, this or hold it awkwardly. You just hold it as you normally do, and it's just, hey, brilliant.
I know, and it's ready. Like when we used it, it was flawless. Like it's already just awesome. It's basically, if people in camera know, it's basically open gate for the front facing camera, which is amazing.
And it's not something I've seen before.
No.
On any of the smartphones. So this is something that's very unique. One thing we have seen is dual capture. I mean, I personally can't see myself using dual capture.
I never use it.
Yeah. Because it's been on other devices. I also had, with Filmic, they had a plugin, like an app. And again, the dual capture, never really use it. But I can see a lot of people potentially being interested in that.
It's going to be a hit on TikTok. I can guarantee that.
That's true. It's going to be everybody. Next Apple event, people are going to be like point POV as well as the reaction. We're going to be seeing that. 48 megapixel fusion camera, but also a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera. So now you're going to have much better resolution for the ultra wide as well. A19 chip, which is supposed to be 20% faster compared to the iPhone 16.
Mm-hmm. I think this device had probably the best glow up, surprisingly. Because if you look at the package, everything that's in the iPhone 17 that we just mentioned, and the price point, it's pretty
Double the
solid.
storage as well.
Yes.
Right. So you get 256, and that starts at the same price, $800 or £800. So it's not increased there. So I think that might actually be the most popular, the most selling iPhone.
Yeah, I think it's actually worth getting this year. You know, normally we always kind of push towards the pros, but this one, this is good.
Much bigger battery. Apparently 8 more hours of video playback. Compared to what we've got on the iPhone 16. So overall, a good package. I mean, maybe not as exciting as the other iPhones that we're talking about, but a solid package, which I think is going to sell very, very well.
Yeah, I do agree.
All right. I'm going to leave the iPhone Air for the end. Let's talk about the Pros first, right? Because we'll talk about the 17s. So the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. New design. Heat-forged aluminium unibody design. No more titanium. Okay, so this aluminium is supposed to make it more durable because it's unibody. It's supposed to also make it lighter. First question, are you bothered that there's no titanium?
No. Actually, for me, when I held it, no. Actually, what's kind of cool is it kind of gave me that like retro feel when I held it in my hand. Yeah. You know how like the iPhone 8 used to feel like with it just still felt so solid though. And I like the design actually. I'm actually really digging it. And that cosmic orange is, that's...
Yeah. That's a striking color. So we've got the cosmic orange, which kind of reminds me of the Apple Watch Ultra band that it was.
Yeah.
You know, the one that Samsung blatantly copied. So we've got that cosmic orange. So you've got a good combination there. The deep blue is nice.
Yes, it is.
And the silver, all right?
Sorry, man. No black.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, right?
Yeah. But then again, I think maybe they're saving that for the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, like, if you look at the design of the iPhones, you know, they keep it for a few generations. So now that we've got this fresh new design for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, I think it's going to stay for a while. So we're going to get the new colors. I'm sure there's going to be like and I'm just predicting this, it's going to be like a full-on black, not even a space black, but like a, black.
I mean, we shall see, though. We shall see.
One of the key things is with the redesign is they've been able to fit in a bigger battery. So you've got up to 39 hours of video playback. And you've also got a...
vapor chamber.
That's the whole... Yes. That's your area.
It's exciting to see because Apple talked about how this vapor chamber is specifically designed for the Pros and Pro Max, and also giving 40% reduction in, I believe, temperature increases compared to the previous iPhones. So as gamers, like, that is huge. That is a huge thing because I know my audience, they love to play games on their mobile devices for hours. And it's like, okay, can we get something that will ease that whole, just expenditure of power in heat? And I think this might be it. So people are probably going to be excited about that. Plus, again, video recording. Think about that too.
Yeah.
They record it in 4K 60, 4K 120.
S-Log.
Exactly. So that's also going to help with heat dissipation and charging as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting design. We saw a lot of models being leaked and stuff, but I mean, I guess when you see it in person, it's always different, isn't it? Like the finished model.
Yeah.
It is quite striking. I mean, the orange, I think I will go for the orange just purely because it stands out. And I was talking to Marquez about this earlier because he was debating which one to go with. And he was probably thinking like, potentially the dark blue. But I was like, the thing with the orange is it'll stand out in thumbnails.
Yeah.
Something that's very specific to us guys, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing a video or something, it's like, hey, it stands out. So a very striking color. You're gonna know you've got the new iPhone.
Yeah.
Because like last year when we went from the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max to the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, we had the new Desert Titanium color, fair enough. But the other colors, I mean, they were slightly different, but they still had that same look. If you've got a new iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, you're gonna know.
Oh,
you've
yes.
got a new iPhone 17 Pro or Pro
And
Max.
we've been complaining that there's not enough vibrancy or enough color in Pro models, and they did it.
I'm sure Fisher's going to be happy about this.
Oh,
He
no.
always complains about that.
He will
doesn't
be happy. Now, question for you guys.
Go on.
The cameras.
Okay.
The 3 rear cameras. Triple 48 megapixels. You guys are the camera guys. Both of you do camera comparisons and all that stuff. So how do you feel about those cameras?
I think it's going to be great. Honestly, I think they kind of chose a perfect focal length because you got the 4X now, and then you have 8X with Fusion. And I think with the 40X, with the max zoom, I think that if the quality is good, I'd rather have less zoom, honestly, because you can go 100X, you can go crazy. But from what I saw and tested, it seemed like it was pretty legit, especially on the 8X.
It's interesting because when it comes to that extended zoom, we now have AI zoom with like the likes of the Pixel and Honor devices, which are pretty much faking that zoom. So it goes up to 40x. I've done a quick test of it. It's decent, right? But I think what's really going to be interesting is to obviously put it up against some of the competition. So watch out for the SuperSaf style camera comparison and also the SuperSaf scientific camera comparison. Don't watch it.
Watch his first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better watch mine first. But 56% larger sensor.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, like even when I've compared, and you can probably back this up, when I've compared the telephoto cameras of, say, for example, the S25 Ultra versus the iPhone, in good light, extended zoom, you've got a periscope zoom camera. It can extend quite a bit on the Samsung. But when it comes to low light, every time the iPhone wins, right? Because you just don't have that large of a sensor size. So it's good for good light, but as soon as you get into low light, and this is going to be now even better. So I am very excited to try out, in particular, the telephoto camera, but also you've got, the 48 megapixel primary, you've got the 48 megapixel ultra wide. So a nice camera package with the 18 megapixel center stage for the selfie camera. So there's a lot to try out there. And I'm sure you can agree with me, Danny. The only problem with all of these new features is it just makes our life harder when it comes to doing the camera comparisons.
There's more to test, man. But it's exciting at the same time, though.
Oh yeah,
because there's stuff 100%. That we've never seen before. So this is great.
Danny's just going to spend the whole next week at Disney, pretty much.
Any excuse to go to Disney.
That might be true, and also maybe the vapor chambers will help there too, because it's hot still.
Oh yeah,
that is true.
Could help.
So Danny's just like, his kids probably think, oh, he's the best dad ever. All it takes is Disneyland, and it's like camera comparison.
So you got to work again? Come on.
He's always working. Your missus actually said, like, September, Techtember is kind of like no husband time because you don't get to see your husband.
That is so true.
And I'm like, all you twags can just chill.
You got to explain what twag is, because
I know, because so twags are the tech wives and girlfriends, right? So you know how you have the wags in footballers? We have our tech wives and girlfriends phrase. So they get a bit of away time from us, shall we say?
Yeah.
So we're going to be busy with this. Now, okay, displays haven't really changed. We've still got ProMotion. We've got Ceramic Shield 2, 3000 nits peak brightness, which is great on all of them. Batteries, bigger batteries on both the iPhone 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max. In particular, the Pro Max, which has the best battery life ever in an iPhone, up to 39 hours of video playback, right? My iPhone 16 Pro Max is currently on 31% because I've been using it so much today, right? But it's had good battery life. Yeah. So considering that this is going to be better than that, that's something I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistently every year, the iPhone is one of the top battery life devices out there, right? Especially the Pro Max.
Yep.
So with the bigger battery and the intentional bigger battery on this, because this is something they mentioned quite well during the press conference, I think we're going to see that along the way. At least for me on gaming, that is something where when you combine all the things together, you're going to see longer gameplay periods. You're going to see better use of the camera. for longer periods of time. And I think for regular users, this is something where they might feel like their iPhone can last them through into the next day. We are power users. We can't necessarily use our usage for regular users, but I think they can probably see that the iPhone 17 Pro Max kind of pushes that limit for them, which I think would be great for a lot of people.
What's interesting is they said the eSIM version will have a larger battery, slightly larger battery, 2 more hours of video playback, apparently.
I want to know how big that battery is.
Yeah, because the thing is, you know what? The SIM tray does take up space, right? Okay. Now, in the UK, we still get a SIM tray, unlike you guys, right? But now that it's going to have a slightly larger battery, then is that going to people going to be like, oh, you know what? I don't mind an eSIM now because I get slightly better battery life.
Yeah. I will give them props to it seems like they've also done some work on the eSIM in terms of making it just easier to transfer your numbers and stuff like that. On my 16 Pro Max, I use Google Fi. And I would say maybe a year ago, it was just annoying because you had to download the Google Fi app and do all these things. Now it was super fast, really quick. So I think a lot of people will make that switch just because it's easier now to do it. And also, when you're getting that extra juice as well, you're like...
We'll be talking a little bit more about eSIMs in a bit. But pricing, the iPhone 17 Pro now starts at $1,100, not $1,000. But it does come with 256 gigabytes of storage. So technically speaking, it's the same price.
Yeah.
Because now it starts with double storage. So if you compared the 16 Pro from last year with 256 and the 17 Pro from this year, it's the same price. And the Pro Max now has a 2 terabyte version too.
That's crazy. That 2 terabytes
what is your storage right now? I checked mine earlier. I'm about 750.
I'm on 9, almost at a terabyte. I literally hover on that. That 2 terabytes is mine.
It's made for Danny.
I delete stuff all the time because I have a ton of games on mine. So
is that it? Is that the only thing you delete?
You know what? Just keep quiet over there, man.
Well, now that you're a dad, that camera roll is going to fill up very, very fast.
Dude, I constantly upload. I have to upload storage. There's no other way. Because again, my son likes to, well, he's not running now, but he's crawling all over the place. So he's trying to escape us pretty much. The other day we caught him by the door trying to open the door. He can't walk, but he stood up and tried to open the door. I'm like, dude, come on.
Wherever he can escape. All right, the final one, the iPhone Air. The thinnest iPhone ever at 5.6 millimeters and 165 grams in weight. Now, we all thought it was going to be called the iPhone 17 Air.
Yeah.
It's not. We're still going to be calling it that, I'm sure, by mistake. Something we were expecting, seeing it in hand. What are your thoughts? Start with you, Danny.
Oh, man, the feel is different. I think it's because we've seen other thin phones before, but I think that slight curve that we get on that, it just feels so much thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just feels amazing in the hand, honestly.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the weight is the first thing. Like I said, we've seen thinner phones this year, and light they were light too. But this one felt really light. I felt like I was really cautious when I grabbed it. I was like, oh, I need to really hold this because it just felt lighter than what I thought it would be. I definitely like the black one though. I think that's to me that's the best color for all of them. But I like the feel. I like the fact that it's also 6.5 inches. Display, which is nice. It's like
the titanium feels
grade 5 titanium. So now it's going to be the only one with titanium. I agree. The feel is really good. I think the curves really do help towards it. There are going to be people saying, yeah, but it's not fully thin because the camera module is thicker than 5.6 millimeters.
Please.
But that's what everything is in, like all the chip and everything. All of that has been moved up to that area. Sky blue, light gold, cloud white, as well as a space black. Now the light gold version, I mean, I don't know if it was the lighting, but it just looked the same as I couldn't tell the difference.
It was hard. I was shooting it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I thought, is this the same one? And I had to ask the Apple guy. I'm like, look, is this the same color? He's like, no, it's not. And then you can just tell a slight hue difference. But
now I wonder if it's purely because of the lighting, right? Because we're in Steve Jobs Theater, big bright white lights. Right. I wonder, but my first impressions were that color just doesn't. Space black, I agree with you. However, fingerprints.
I mean,
Yeah, that's the only thing.
you
we
live
need
with it.
we need that grease paper to put it on the back. We just before we came on here, we used some grease paper on our noses, and we were very shocked.
Yes.
So maybe we can use those for the fingerprints on the back of the black iPhone Air. Now, display again, 3000 nits. It's got Ceramic Shield 2 at the front and Ceramic Shield, the first generation, at the back,
Yeah.
right, with titanium. So it's supposed to be quite durable.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's thin, and I know you mentioned that it kind of feels like, is this going to be quite fragile? But
Yeah.
it looks like it is going to be quite durable. I'm sure Zach will be testing that out, so we'll have to see. A19 Pro as well, and it's got the N1 chip, which is going to bring Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, as well as 5G connectivity. That's across the board as well. 18 megapixel center stage camera, 48 megapixel single fusion camera. Now that's the only thing for me.
That's what I asked you guys. It's like single camera. How do you feel about that? Or do you think that because this is targeting a very different audience, right?
Yeah.
This is not the pro user or the camera head that basically wants as many lenses as possible. Do you think this will work well for at least the average, iPhone user who wants something different, something light, something unique? Because again, compared to the other iPhones, this is a very different look to as well.
Very.
Right?
So I know people who have an iPhone who don't even know it's got an ultra-wide camera.
See, there you
Which
go.
is crazy to me, because that's the only thing I would miss.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the, you know.
Personally, that would be the reason. That would be a deal breaker for me because I do use the ultra-wide camera a lot. So that's the only reason why I couldn't daily that as a primary. It would have to be the pros for me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I think it's going to be fine. I think just having that new phone, right, the new iPhone, that's different, that's thin, I think it's going to be quite popular, but for a certain demographic.
Battery. Where do you guys think that battery will land? Because I think that's the biggest question. And also, like, those are the questions I've already started seeing. Just people asking me on socials, like, how's the battery? I was like, I don't know. I mean, like, I know what it's stated, but I haven't used it in that regard. Where do you think that will land? Because we're talking about all day battery life, right? But
27 hours of video playback, which I mean, because it's got the A17 Pro. I mean, sorry, A19 Pro, A19 Pro.
Wow.
Editor, cut. Because it's got the A19 Pro, I'm not sure why these guys are laughing randomly out of nowhere after this cut. But anyway, A19 Pro, very efficient. And it's also got the C1X modem, which is, again, more efficient. N1 chip, again, efficient.
Think about that. This is a full Apple SoC from top to bottom. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, modem, and processor. Fully Apple.
Everything Apple.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
So which
but
means it's more tight-knit.
But they also did make the MagSafe battery for it. To make it go to 40 hours. So maybe that was intentional, or maybe,
Which brings it in line with the Pro Max.
Right.
17 Pro Max. So that's something that I think a lot of people will probably be getting if they do get it. But again, it depends on the usage. With the S25 Edge, for example, right? That's the comparable model. The battery life was okay. But, for us who are heavy users, wouldn't take us through the day. We'd probably need to top up around 7 p.m. Is that going to be the same thing with here because it's got the A19 Pro? I don't know. We'll have to see. We're going to have to wait and see.
That'll be interesting.
Now, one thing with the iPhone Air is that it is eSIM only worldwide. So all regions, only eSIM. You're not going to get a physical SIM card version. Now, I know you guys here in America are used to that. I am not. So it probably doesn't make a difference to you guys. The only thing that I guess most people don't change their phones as much as we do, right?
No.
The only thing that I like about when I've got a SIM card, I just pop it out and pop it into another phone, right?
Yeah.
How is that experience using an eSIM?
I mean, it's like I said, it's been easier. The cool thing about it is that you can store up to 8 SIMs at once. I'm saying on your iPhone. The other thing too is that you've got better SIM management tools. So, for instance, I'm coming to the UK, and I pick up a local SIM. I can set it up where once I leave the country, automatically turns off my SIM. and then kicks out the new one. And when I get back, it automatically turns off the SIM that I bought in the UK. So they're management tools that make it easy, especially if, say, you travel a lot. But to be fair, most people
They'll
don't
switch to the iPhone.
Once they switch, they're done. Most people have never seen their SIM cards in years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unlike us guys who are always switching SIM cards.
Yeah.
This would be a perfect podcast episode for an eSIM sponsor. That was a missed trick. I actually did one with Nomad eSIM a couple of weeks ago, and I'm actually using it right now, and it's been pretty good because it's so cheap as well. Because that's one thing that I do like about eSIMs is if you're traveling, you don't have to because before you'd have to kind of line up at the airport or you'd have to go somewhere else. With this, you literally within 30 seconds you just buy the SIM and it's installed and you're ready to go. So as soon as you land, boom.
Yep.
You're ready.
Exactly.
Which is good from that perspective.
But the other thing too is that think about it this way: carriers can also push that activation directly, so you don't have to go buy a SIM, put it inside, and then call Verizon, T-Mobile to activate it. Right. So it's something where if I get an iPhone from my mom, I send it over to her. I'm at the store. I tell go to the store. They can activate it for her right there, right there. Which again, those are the benefits of having an eSIM because there's more management, there's more flexibility in there, and again, you get actually technically more battery as well.
Yeah, and pricing is at £999 or dollars. So it's what the iPhone 17 Pro started at last year. But there is no more iPhone Plus model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I knew,
I'm fine.
I'm okay with that.
I'm
too,
cool.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I feel like it was always kind of like that stepchild that was like right in the middle,
Yeah, it's kind of it's interesting because I've not actually seen anybody with in the wild. I see people with iPhones, 16 Pros, Maxes, but I actually have not seen somebody with an iPhone 16 Plus, and that was the least selling as far as I'm aware as well in terms of numbers. So if you wanted a Plus model, then you can get the Air.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, you could just go for the Pros.
But it makes sense, right? It's like the iPhone 17 offers a base iPhone, or at least I'll call it not necessarily base because the specs now are really improved, but an iPhone that's also smaller. So if you want something smaller, and you just want a very good phone, that's it there. Then you have the Pro if you're going to the Pro level. But not everybody wants a Max. So you have that option of going something bigger, something smaller. And then if you're looking for something unique, then you have the Air. So it sets it quite well where users have better option selection than just going a Plus. And you're like, if I'm going to the Plus, I might as well go to a Pro. And then I might as well go to Pro Max if I want something larger. I think it's just an easier playing field for users to go, okay, I know what I can pick and choose.
All right, final thoughts, guys. Start with you, Danny.
I think this is the best iPhone lineup that they've had in a long time. I feel like with the entry-level 17, now the Air, and also the Pro models, I think this is probably the strongest iPhone lineup that they've ever had. And I think I was surprised by a lot of things. Normally, we don't, right? We kind of anticipate these things, but I think with some of these features, I was kind of blown away this time. This is a really good one.
What about you, Annabelle?
I agree, Daddy. I think this lineup has been very good in the sense that some of the things like the colors, which sounds very simple, but I like the fact that with the Pro models, the colors really stand out. It's not just adding colors. They were like, oh, okay, that looks good. I love the fact that the 17 got a nice glow up. Doesn't feel like, oh, it's just the iPhone 17. Now it's like it's an iPhone 17. It just feels like you have a lot packed into it. And then when you look at the accessories, like the AirPods 3 Pro, I love those features, especially the heart rate and stuff like that. It continues Apple's legacy of health and fitness, especially on the health side, where it's whether you use it or not is not an issue. It's the fact that they've given you the tools that are there. It's always there for you to use. I think overall, like Danny said, it's a very, very good lineup, across the board.
I think this one has been quite a big one because, we've got a design overhaul pretty much across the board. Yes, the iPhone 17 might look a little bit similar, but we've got some fresh new designs and stuff, and it makes our work a bit more exciting. So
yes.
Looking forward to testing them all out, guys. Make sure you subscribe to all of the channels so you can see everything. Special thanks to Danny for joining on as a guest on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Saf on SuperSaf Speaks and
Thunder E from Borderwork.
Danny Wingate. I said it right this time.
Yes.
Did I?
Windjets.
Sort of.
Windjets.
It's okay though. It's okay.
Just complete fail. We'll just cut the last bit out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.